What makes an inspired woman? Inspired women stand their ground and speak their minds. We are the kind of women that bring about change and transformation in a massive way. Inspired women seek out ways to shine the light on others in our quest to serve and to lead. Inspired women are bold, courageous, joyful, and brilliant leaders in our families, our businesses, and in our communities. That's why we, as inspired women, can stand up and say, we live amazing lives and we love it. And we are so ready to pass that inspiration on to you so that you too can become an inspired woman leading an amazing life. Welcome to Inspired Woman Amazing Lives podcast. Welcome to Inspired Women Amazing Lives podcast. And this is a home for women, business women, and moms who are looking to be inspired so that they can see that the end of their journey is in sight. And I have with me today a wonderful mom who is on this journey, Miss JaVaughna Bevel. Welcome, JaVaughna.
Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are so welcome. So welcome. And JaVaughna is the founder of Wild Moms Club. I can't wait to hear where this name came from. Host of the Unapologetic Mom podcast and creative and strategic life manager for moms. She's a mom of 4 that helps women with children get their groove back. Oh, I would have loved to have had that when I was younger. Get their groove back and live the life of their dreams. Welcome, JaVaughna.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So, if you will, I want to jump right in always, but I always start with having you to share your story. Tell us how you got to this place where you're founder of the Wild Mom Club.
So I got here because I was tired of trying to do things that didn't make me happy. So I started entrepreneurship in 2017 when I was pregnant with my 4th child, my baby girl, because I knew I needed a change. I was like, okay, there has to be something I'm supposed to be doing. So I started a business that I thought was what I should be doing. And I paid a lot of money for people to kind of tell me how to get this business up and running, and it never felt right. And so I took a little break and I was like, I have to figure out what my passion is. I like a lot of things, but what am I passionate about? What is that thing that I get up every morning and I'm in love with it? And what I realized was that in everything that I did with my leadership development company, which was what I started in 2017, it always referred back to working with moms, no matter what it was. And I was like, okay, so I like working with women with kids like myself because I can relate. And so I did a lot of brainstorming. I'm like, well, what am I good at? And I went through all of the list of things that I've done with friends, with other women, and how people tend to just gravitate towards me and tell me their life story and just feel comfortable with me. I was like, okay, so how can I put this into a package and present it to the world? So I came out with Wild Moms Club, which is a community that's dedicated to the success and unity of women with children, because I feel like there's not that many spaces where we as moms can go and just be ourselves. We can vent about our kids driving us crazy. We can vent about our spouses getting on our last nerve. We can vent about our stress and the good things, the bad things, and there's no judgment, because I know for me, when I'm talking to people who don't necessarily have 4 kids or they don't have kids at all, they don't understand why I'm stressed or frustrated. They're like, well, why don't you just change it?
Yeah.
Not really that easy.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to do? Lock the kids in the basement?
Right. So I was like, I want to have a space that will ultimately turn into this community where we can connect with one another and build our own villages, because I truly believe that we need a village of support for us to live the life that makes us happy. And a lot of us don't have that support at home or in our immediate family, so we have to go out and find it. So I wanted to have that space where we connect with one another, we build relationships, and we help each other grow and nurture each other's gifts and talents and pull out the best in each other so that we can truly succeed and be happy with how we're living life. And for me, I like to plan things. I like to research things. I like to do the things that most people hate. I'm kind of a nerd like that. So I was like, my gift to them is really just when they have an idea or they have a plan or they have this goal, they tell me what it is, and then I take it and I plan it out for them. And I show them the steps for it to be completed so that it can go from their thought to actual reality. And so that's why I call myself a creative and strategic life manager, because I kind of put everything into perspective, give them a map, and then I work with them on learning how to pivot and make the changes that are necessary for their life so that they can incorporate those steps into their everyday routine and make it happen.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah. And you know what? The common thread, you said so many things in there, JaVaughna. The common thread between most of the women that come to my show is that they have been through what they're coaching on or what their business is about. They've lived it. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I can see this is born just right out of your life experiences. And so you help women based on what you've been through.
Yes,
Yes. And what
definitely.
you're still going through as a mom. So that kudos to you. But I love the fact that you said something very important in the beginning, and I want my audience to hear that, because a lot of times we don't do this. You started a company and you were hiring people to help you get this company going. And then you figured out yourself, you're like, wait a minute, something's not working here. I'm not loving this. This is not, I'm not hopping out of bed every morning thinking, oh, I've got this company I love. So I've got to take a break. I got to stop. I got to figure out what do I need to do different? I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I have done that. Oh my gosh. So no kidding you. I started this coaching thing so long ago, and I've done that about 3 times since I've started. No joke, because I just
Yeah.
couldn't figure out what was it. I knew what my gifts are, but I just didn't know what did I need to apply it to. I kept applying it to the wrong things. Because I'll tell you what my problem was. This coaching industry is crazy. So I was looking around, watching everybody else, trying to make me fit in that mold. I'm honest about that. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad you took a break and you stopped and you said, wait a minute, I got to figure this thing out. And I'm glad you did. That's an
Yes.
awesome story. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's definitely what I had to do, because it was like I felt like I was going after the shiny object syndrome, because it was like, ooh, this person's doing this. I can try that. Ooh, that person taught me this. Let me try. And I'm like, none of this is working for me. I gotta get in touch with myself. And I tell people all the time, like, don't make my mistake, because I spent a lot of money. When I say a lot, it was a lot
Me too.
on different classes, coaches, consultants, strategists, and it's like they were all amazing with what they knew, but what they gave me didn't help me because I wasn't there yet. it wasn't for me. I couldn't utilize that information the way that I needed to. And so it took for me to really sit with myself and be like, girl, figure this out. You don't have money to throw down the drain.
Right.
To come up with, okay, I can operate in my gifts and I don't have to follow an exact blueprint of what somebody else has done for me to be happy with what I'm doing. I kind of have learned how to take bits and pieces from people that I admire or people that I'm learning from and then apply it to how it can work in my life, not exactly how they are giving it to me.
Absolutely. I love that you said that because what happens is, you know, a lot of coaches call themselves coaches, right? But they're really mentors is what they are. They're not really coaches. And so they will take what they know and they will give it to you and want you to follow the blueprint of exactly what they did because that's all they know.
Yes.
That's all they know. But when you're new at this coaching thing, you don't have enough insight to do exactly what you said. You don't have enough insight to say, let me look at what they're giving me and take those pieces that apply to me and what I want to do and use those pieces.
Mm-hmm.
JaVaughna, I did the exact same thing that you did. I hired high price coaches who said, oh, it doesn't matter if you're just starting out. We can get you there. But I couldn't get there because I just wasn't, they were too many steps ahead of me. And they were just showing me what they had done. And that's not what I wanted to do. And on top of I didn't know what I wanted to do. They were just showing me what they had done and it didn't work for me.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. I think that's a lot of us, but most of us won't admit to it. I tell people in a heartbeat, look, even when people come to me about how did you start your podcast or how did you do this, I'm like, I'm gonna just tell you the steps that I follow, but you have to figure out what's gonna be best for you because this was good for me. You know, like I figured out how to implement it into my routine. And, you know, I'm not as, I guess, like picture perfect as some people. When I started my podcast, I had people like, oh, you have to do this and you have to do that. You need this. And I was like, I'm not doing none of that. First off, it's too much work. I don't like technology at all, like zero. So we're going to do this the easiest way possible because my biggest thing about doing my podcast is the message. I don't care about all the pretty little things behind it. So you have to learn that while people will give you good advice, you have to learn how to apply it to yourself in order for it to make you happy and work for you.
Absolutely. And as a working mom, you don't have time to really, life is not picture perfect. You don't have time to be picture perfect with everything. If you waited until you were picture perfect, JaVaughna, with everything, you would not be where you are today in your life and business.
None of us would. We would all still be sitting here trying to pick up little things and make it pretty. I'm like, look, I think a girl, one of my friends, she said it best. She was like, it's progression over perfection. And I was like, I love that.
Yes. All right. I'm going to use that. I'm only going to give her credit for it once.
I told her I love it.
Yes. Now, where did the name Wild Moms Club come from?
So, my mother, oh my goodness, she was like, I'm gonna buy a shirt, but I'm not wild. I was like, lady, do you even read what I write on Facebook? Oh my Lord. So WILD actually stands for Women Intentionally Living Their Dreams. And I chose WILD, right? Because I really love that women are intentionally living their dreams. And then I love the definition of wild. And I kind of put my own twist on it. And being wild means you have an unrestrained belief in yourself and your dreams and your abilities to be the person you were called to be. And so that's where Wild Moms Club came from. But everybody's like, Wild Moms. I'm like, not that kind of wild, y'all. We not standing on tables over here now.
Right. And it's a conversation piece. It gives people,
Yeah.
they want to know what do you mean by wild? So yeah, I
Yes,
love
I
that.
get it. A lot. People give me that look, that side eye, like, what y'all doing? I'm like, no. There's a real meaning behind it, I promise.
Very nice. Now, you have 4 children,
Oh my
which is
gosh.
amazing. Oh my gosh, you look like you're about 12.
Thank you.
And you still work full time. Girl, there is a story here. Now, how do you manage children, full-time work, and a business? Tell us, how do you balance all of that?
I drink a lot of wine, right? So me and my friend were actually working on this wine line because I drink wine with a splash of vodka. It helps me settle my nerves, okay? Because I have 4 kids in all different stages of life. I have a 16-year-old who drives me insane, an 11-year-old who is getting into her preteen moody stage, a 4-year-old who is like Einstein over here, and he just makes me feel so unsmart some days. And then the 3-year-old who is just like, I don't even know how to describe her. She is just very independent.
Wow. Isn't it amazing how they're all so different?
Oh my gosh. I always say if the little one was the first one, she'd be the only one.
It's funny.
My goodness. But managing them all and working. So I work in healthcare. I work as an ultrasound tech. I've been doing it for 13 years.
Nice.
And I manage it all really just by I pray and I take life as it comes to me. Like I don't try to over prepare. I don't try to be this perfect mom. Like I yell sometimes. My kids will be like, she's crazy. Um, some days they're like, Mommy, do you need us to do anything? Because you just look bad. I'm like, well, thank you. But yes, go clean the house. And I've learned how to pretty much ask for help. That's not something that came easy for me, because I am like this control freak. I can admit it.
Yes.
I'm getting better. I'm a work in progress.
But when you admit it, you get better.
Yes, you do, because it took me a minute. But I have learned to ask for help, and I've learned to accept that help. So it's not just about asking people to do stuff, it's about accepting what they do. Because for a long time, I would ask my kids and my boyfriend, like, can you do certain things? And then they wouldn't do it to my liking. And I'd go behind them and redo it. And then I'd be mad and fussing and pissed off. And I'm like, this is not helping anybody, because that's not making them want to help more. And I'm not getting the break that I need. So I learned how to accept help. And I just really take life as it comes to me. There's really not much I can prepare for on a regular basis, because with 4 kids, you never know what's going to happen. So I just go with the punches, and I take it as it goes, and I don't let things get me out of my zone. So I try to just stay really, centered, and that's why I pray a lot. I started my spiritual journey, so I'm good for now. Like I get up earlier than everybody. That's something I started a few months ago because I realized I needed some time for myself.
Right.
So I get up maybe 2 hours before everybody, and I work on things for my business. I read. I might just sit in the dark, but there's nobody interrupting me. So I just had that time to clear my mind, and it has helped so much with harmonizing my life and just giving me a sense of calmness and peace, because it takes time to get there. When you have 4 kids and a job and you're trying to make your dreams come true.
Absolutely. Yes. You said a bunch of great golden nuggets in there. One of the most important things you said was, though, to ask for help and to learn to accept it. Um, I say that a lot because I think as women overall, we
Yep.
just we don't know how to ask. We don't want to ask. We are afraid to ask. We think we can do
Yes.
it all ourselves. So ask
Mhm.
is one of my big words. I love to hear people say, I ask. And so the fact that you ask for help and then you accept it,
Mhm.
because I have a sister that does this all the time. She asks for help, but then when you give it to her, she rejects it. It's like, oh my gosh, it drives me crazy. So I don't even give her help anymore. And so, but yes,
I
you,
know her. We like twins over here.
yes, you can't ask for help and then nitpick the help and say, oh no, you're not doing it the way I want you to do it. No, that's not how that works. So I'm glad that, you are learning these things, and because you are right. Everybody in your environment, JaVaughna, can give you help. Even your
Mhm.
3-year-old, even your 3-year-old.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, I'm glad that you're doing that. That's very nice. Wow, that is amazing. Um, all right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more from JaVaughna and the Wild Moms Club. Have you been dying to share your voice in a bigger way to make even greater impact, but whatever reason, you're holding yourself back? No surprise there. I know many women who are experiencing the same thing, but now is the time to change. If not now, when? Hey, Kimberly Wiggins here with Inspired Women Amazing Lives. Now is the time for you to decide to take action. Right now. Listen, podcasting for women has grown and is life changing. It is so much better when we as women share our stories and engage with each other about our experiences and our transformations. Because we get it. It's about you sharing your heart to impact others and grow your business so you can help other women reach their goals. Check out my Podcasting Made Easy program right now at inspiredwomenamazinglives.com. Let's shift things for your life and business so that you can create more amazing content that impacts your clients. Remember to use the code POD, P-O-D, for 50% off Podcasting Made Easy. Welcome back. We're here with JaVaughna Bevel, and she's been sharing a lot of real life. I love how real you are, JaVaughna. I really do. I
Thank
think
you.
um, transparency and just being authentic with yourself and others, that is always the way to go. And you know what it speaks to? You talked about earlier having this leadership business when you
Mm,
first started. It speaks to your leadership. It really does. Um,
thank
I'm
you.
on this. My message for women is that we are, wherever we are in our lives, we are leaders, and
Oh yeah.
we have to be determined to show up in integrity as leaders every day, wherever we are in life. So that's
Yes.
important. So now you have this community of women, the Wild Moms Club. Oh, I'm so
Mhm.
what is your strongest vision for this community of women, of moms? What is your strongest vision for them?
My strongest vision is to ensure that they are truly living their dreams. And I have committed to providing resources, tools, other people to help them make that happen. I am so adamant about any woman, and I don't just work with moms. I actually have a lot of younger women, like in their early 20s, that kind of gravitate towards me, and I'm like, really? Okay,
That's
cool,
nice.
cool, I can do this. But it's really important to me to see women, especially women of color, achieve their goals for themselves regardless of their current circumstance. And that's pretty much what I want them to understand. Like, no matter where you are right now on your journey, you can always get to where you want to be. It's just about your mindset and how you can fit what you want into your current situation, because that's what it's really about. You can't say I had this dream and then start with something that's kind of impossible for you to do because you have kids and because you have a life that requires other things from you. So my vision is really just to make sure I'm providing every resource possible for them to make their dreams a reality. I have so many moms in my group who want to have their own meetup. So I'm very big on meeting people in person. I like online stuff, but I love to be around people, like physical people. So we're planning a lot of different meetups. We're developing an ambassador program. So you want to have a Wild Moms
That's
community in your city where you guys meet up and you just have a girls' night out one Friday a month. I want you to be able to do that, because it's really important that we take that time to ourselves on this journey as well. Like, self-care has to be incorporated into this self-love and self-fulfillment journey.
Yes, I love that. And I love that that's very smart that you are getting ready to do the different chapters in different cities. So, that is that's very smart, because, you will create these communities online, and then people want to think online trumps physical touch, but it doesn't. So I get that. I'm getting ready to start a local chapter of a networking event as well myself, from someone else. Yeah, just like you're planning on doing. I'm starting a women empowering women now network from
Yes.
a lady in Connecticut. I think her and I met at an event, and we've just become very good friends. And she was looking for somebody to start a chapter here in Georgia. So yeah.
Yes, I'll be there. Let me know.
Yeah. I didn't even mention that, audience. JaVaughna is right here in Atlanta with me. So
I am.
yes, that is really, really nice. So her and I will definitely connect, and I hope we can collaborate on something new.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I love the fact that you have some younger women migrating towards you. And, just to be honest, I'm always honest and transparent, JaVaughna, younger women, especially women of color today, they are, they just don't know what's available for them and what direction to go in.
Yeah.
So being able to provide that, don't embrace that, that's my thing to you, is just embrace it. They think you're young because you look 10.
Yeah. That's typically what I get. And then when they're like, "You got what? How old are you?" I'm like,
Yeah.
older than you, not old enough to be your mama, but the big sister. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what they need, though. They need that big sister love. And
yeah.
kudos to you for being there for that, because there are younger women who may be looking at you saying, well, she's already a mom. There's some things I can learn from her before I become a mom. And so there's a lot that you have to contribute there with your gifts. I love that.
I love when they come to me, though, because it makes me feel like, okay, I am really making a difference, because sometimes you don't see the difference that you're making. Like, we want to see this physical thing that represents the work we're doing, and it doesn't always come that way. It comes from different places, and I'm learning that I am making an impact, even if it doesn't look like the vision I wrote out in my journal or what I dreamed about. It's still there, and I have to keep going, because this is really what I'm supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. And that the big vision you wrote in your journal will come to fruition at some point. It will. But there's a journey. And the reason we are on the journey to get to the big vision is so that we can stop and smell those flowers along the way.
Yeah.
Embrace people and experiences that we have. That's so, so, so important. So, I know what your gifts are. I know what you're doing, but what are you really, really most passionate about for JaVaughna?
For me, I am passionate about just learning to accept me how I am.
Nice.
That has been one of my biggest struggles, if I'm being very honest, since I was younger, because I've always been so small, and people were just like, oh my gosh, you're so little. And I used to hate it. Oh my God, I hated it. I used to want to punch people, like, if you don't leave me alone. And now at 35, I'm like, I love it. Listen, I want to be little and cute forever. Okay. If you're going to think I'm 18 for the rest of my life, please don't. When people tell me that I look older than 25, I give them the side eye, like, excuse me, wait, don't do that. So for me, my passion is really just loving myself, like learning to really love everything about me, embrace it, not be embarrassed about mistakes that I made in the past, and just be proud of myself. Because a lot of us, I know, as women, we are not very boastful people. We don't brag. We are very like, oh, girl, no, don't. It's nothing. I'm learning that when people give me compliments, thank you. Okay. Yes. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So I'm very passionate about just loving all of me and pushing myself to achieve the things that I know I'm capable of. So that's pretty much what I had for myself. Like that's what I'm working on, just living my life. Like truly what I tell other people to do about being intentional about living their dreams, I'm doing it. I'm trying my best to make sure I am embodying what I preach.
Good. I really like that. I really, really love that, because so many of us, our biggest passion for ourselves always extends out to other people. It's always the big things we want to do for other people. But I love the fact that your biggest passion for yourself is for you, is actually for you to be the best person you could possibly be. Yep. And so many times, like you said, we don't want to brag on ourselves. We don't want to talk about ourselves. I just saw a Facebook post in a group yesterday where a young lady was saying, I make these earrings, and when people look at the earrings and they say, oh, these are beautiful, I don't want to say, oh, thank you, I made these. Why not?
Girl.
Yes. She feels like that's bragging on herself. Like she said she felt like it was telling people, buy this. I said, no, it's not. You're stating the facts. And so many of us think that way. And
yep.
That is a part of my message, for people to be able to stand up and say who I am and what I represent, and say it proudly. And so what if other people think you're bragging about it? That's their problem. It's not yours.
Yes, I have on Wednesdays in my group. You have to brag. If you don't, you get in trouble, because I need to know that you are proud of yourself. And I'm like, you don't even have to brag on yourself. I give them a pass. Brag on somebody else. But I want you to get into that habit of being proud of things. And I'm like, I don't care if all you did this week was cook dinner twice instead of once. If that's an accomplishment for you, brag on it, because all of the little things will help you brag when you do start your business and you do want to make money in your business. You'll be more inclined to say, oh yeah, this is what I do and I'm great at it.
Right. It's building that confidence to be able to do that. You're right. And
yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. I make them go live in my group on Fridays too, and brag on themselves. So
Yes.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Now you have a podcast, the Unapologetic Mom podcast. Tell us what that is about. Why are you unapologetic?
Ooh, so I came up with this podcast because I wanted to have a space where I could talk about all the mom things that weren't always so pretty. Because everybody, I feel like most people want to give all the great sides of motherhood.
Right.
Yeah, there's some not so great sides. I'm sorry, my kids get on my nerves some days, probably 3 out of 7. And I need to be able to express that without people looking at me crazy. Um, and so I really wanted to have a space where I could bring other moms on and we talk, like we really talk. We talk about motherhood, we talk about dating, we've talked about leaving bad relationships and not staying in them for the kids. We've talked about our feelings, we talked about making sure that we're a priority, and having those conversations has really allowed other women to be like, you know what? I can't, it's not selfish for me to want things for myself or to not want to do things for other people. And that's why I started the Unapologetic Mom podcast, because I don't want people, I want us as moms to really just release that guilt and that shame that we carry around when we miss a basketball game or we miss the first step, or that guilt that we carry because society has told us we're a bad mom if we don't give 150% to everybody else. And just being able to express that, you know what, some days you're going to set boundaries and you're going to have to stick to those boundaries because your mental health, your physical health, your well-being is at stake. And our children will thank us for it later, because I'm raising children that I want them to understand that they can set boundaries for people, that no is a complete sentence, that they can achieve their dreams no matter what mistakes or what things they've done in their life up until that moment where they want to make a change. That change is still possible. And just letting them know, their mom is happy. Because if I don't live a life that fulfills me, then it rubs off on them. It does. Like, they can tell. Like, when I'm having a bad day, my kids can tell. And I try to hide it, but it's like they're little mini psychics. They just know. And I don't want to lie and be like, no, I'm great, when I'm not. So just having that outlet where it's okay to express the not so good things as well as the good is what I want. And that's where the podcast came from. And we have a lot of fun. We talk about, just moms that have said, you know what, I'm going to start a business and I don't care what I got to do. And they're teaching their kids how to start businesses, and their spouses are starting businesses.
Nice.
It's just about having freedom to just talk and not feel judged and take that cape off, because we want to wear that cape. I take mine off faithfully. I don't even wear it anymore. Look.
Me either. Yeah.
I am not that strong.
Yes. I had a lady talking about being a Amazon and Wonder Woman. I said, Wonder Woman is a fictional character, honey.
Yes.
That's not real. We cannot live up to that standard. If we're trying to live up to that standard, you're wrong. I'm trying to live up and beyond the standard of my mom, not Wonder Woman. So, yeah.
Yes. I don't want to be that daggone strong. I need people to be like, girl, you need something? Yes. Yes, I do. Bring me wine. I need wine.
Girl, I'm a wine lover too. But yes, I love everything that you said there. Releasing the guilt and shame, setting boundaries. No is definitely a complete sentence. I got to write that down. I love that. No is a complete sentence, because
I embrace it now.
Yeah. You have to be able to set some boundaries for yourself. And you said something very important. Your children will thank you for it later. My children are grown, but all the sacrifices I made where I couldn't be at the games and I couldn't be there for them a lot of times when they were younger, gave them a life that was different. It gave them the opportunity to be able to do different things. And they did thank me for it later. They didn't understand it then because they weren't living from a full world perspective. They were living from a child's perspective. But it didn't damage their life in the way that
society makes us think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, I released it. I'm like, listen, I'm not your chauffeur. So on Fridays, every Friday is not your day. Okay.
That's right.
We're not doing this. Yeah, you have chores. You have to earn certain things. And if I'm tired, no. And for a long time, no, I would always give an explanation like, well, no, because, and maybe we can do, and now, no. And I say it to everybody, like, it doesn't matter who you are. But even my own mother, like, she give me that look though. And I'm like, psych, wait, I didn't mean no like that. I meant like, no, not right. But like I say no, and that's it. And my friends are like, you have done so well. I'm like, I have, because I'm tired.
Yes.
I have things that I'm trying to accomplish. So no had to become a complete sentence.
Yes. And that there is nothing wrong with that. It's self-preservation. It's good self-care.
Yes, it is.
You can take on the things that you decide to take on, but the things that you have no bandwidth for, it's okay to say no.
Yes. And I know I didn't realize that a lot of people struggled with that.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I'm not alone, but listen, y'all can do it. Because if I can, you can. My best friend tells me all the time, she's like, there was a time where you would not ever say no. You were the sweetest person. Like, I was like, I know I've changed so much. She was like, yeah, you have.
Very nice. Wow.
I had to. It's like, once you recognize that just because you're a mom and people have these expectations of what your motherhood should look like, you don't have to follow that. This is your life.
Yes. Very nice. Woohoo. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, wow. So in addition to this podcast, you have a live podcast event coming up in Atlanta. Tell us about that. I'm excited.
Yes. So I've always wanted to host events. Last year I told myself I was going to do more in-person things. So I was like, what's the best way for me to do an event where I'm not like reinventing something and nobody knows? So it popped into my head, like, do your podcast. Everybody loves your show. I was like, we're going to do a live version of the podcast. So we're going to have brunch. We're going to have mimosas. And we're just going to have a day where we get to talk about all those secret conversations that we want to have that other people will not understand. And we're also going to learn from some women who are navigating their journeys to living a life that makes them happy. And what I want them to take away from this event is that, you know what, everybody's journey is a little bit different, but you can make it happen. We're gonna have a mom there who just had a baby in February, the end of February. And I was like, are you sure you want to speak? And she was like, girl, I'm coming. I was like, okay now. She was like, I have some things I need to tell these women. Like, you can do this. And that's really what I want. It's the unapologetic mom showing your audacity. So we're gonna show people just how bold and audacious we are, and that our lives and our wants and our desires matter too, and we can navigate it and make it happen.
Very nice. I love it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And although I am a grandmother now, I will be there. I will be there as a mom/grandmother.
Yes.
Yes. I'd love to support you in that. I may even do a
I cannot
special
wait
on
to
it.
meet you.
Yes, it'll be so nice. I may even do a special on it on my podcast just to talk about it. Because I think,
Oh, thank you.
yes, moms need so much more support. You know, so I'm going to out myself a little bit here, which I don't care. I'm in my 50s.
No,
And
you're not.
yes, I'm in my 50s. And so, and
I
yeah,
want to be like you when I grow up.
well, thank you so much. But when my mom came along, you know, my mom didn't need as much support simply because, um, you know, back then moms didn't really work.
Yep.
But now we have all these moms that work, and you have this amazing career in addition, but that doesn't mean your job has to be your life. And so because
Yeah.
of that, you have bigger dreams outside of that. And so you're living your dreams, and because of that, you know, you need the additional support. So I think the
Yeah.
fact that you recognize that you need support and other moms need support, and you're providing that day out for moms to really bond and connect and get answers to their questions and get that support, I think it's fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. I just really want them to live. Like, I mean, it's no we have a very short amount of time here. We never know when we're not going to be here. And I'm very adamant now about spending my days intentionally and just living, like really living, not just being here and having a routine and being unhappy and stressed, but like living life and doing what makes me happy. And even if everybody else in the world is thinking like she's crazy, I'm happy, and that's what matters.
Yes, absolutely. And in addition to your podcast, you're a busy lady, JaVaughna. You've written a book.
I am.
You've written a book.
I did write a book, and when did I write this book? In 2018. Oh my gosh, it's been 2 years.
Tell
Crazy.
us about that book.
So I wrote that book when I had my leadership development company. And so my book, right, is very motivational, inspirational. It's very geared towards mindset and just personal development. And I tried so hard to like write a real leadership book, like steps to leadership, and I could not. And I'm like, I know leadership like the back of my hand. Why can't I write this? And so I published the book. It's called The Girl Boss Guide to Greatness. Be the leader of your dreams. And I'm like, I don't know why this book is so personal development and mindset related. I had no idea. And now I understand why. And so I tell everybody, like, it really relates to that journey of finding yourself, self-discovery. I talk a lot about the different obstacles we face as women, one of them being doubting ourselves. And so that book, while it was meant to be a leadership book, it really is about pushing through and gaining clarity, confidence, and courage to pursue your dreams. And now that I've started Wild Moms Club and my podcast, I'm like, oh, that's where the book fits in. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. You were writing from your subconscious being,
Yes.
was writing exactly what you needed to write.
Yes. And I'm like, I don't know where this book is coming from. Like, it's supposed to be about leadership. We're supposed to be talking about being the leader of your dreams. And they're like, girl, this book is good. I'm like, okay, well, I guess now I know why I
Yes,
couldn't get those leadership steps out because I wasn't supposed to.
that's
So it's definitely a book that will help you on your journey to just figuring out what it is you like, what it is you want to do, what your life should look like for you.
very nice. Yes. And I guess when we when this podcast releases, we'll make sure and we'll do a contest around it. Mm.
Yes, because I definitely want to send somebody that book. All right.
We'll give away a couple. I'll buy a couple copies and we'll give it away, and it'll be really, really nice.
Yes, I have some books, and I want to throw in a T-shirt with one of the books, so you can just do a contest. I'm going to throw in a book and a T-shirt combination, and you let me know who wins, and I'll send it to them.
Very nice. Okay. Done deal. Yes. Now, you definitely are a busy lady. And definitely you can find JaVaughna on her website, which is coachjavaughna.com. And I will have her links on my podcast page as well. So you'll be able to see all of this.
Yes.
But you can find her there. And also she's giving you access to her Wild Moms community. If you want to be a wild mom, now is the time.
But no tables, no tables.
No tables, no tables. Maybe a little bit of wine, but no tables.
Right.
And you can find her on her Facebook page at Coach JaVaughna. And also she has a Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram page. And I will make sure and put all of that on my podcast in the show notes for you to be able to see those links and get to them so that you can reach out to JaVaughna. Absolutely. Now,
thank you.
JaVaughna, one of the things you said was that people always assume your 16-year-old son is your brother. Yes, I could understand why.
Yeah, it's I'm just glad they think he's my brother and not my boyfriend, because he might die. Like, I think he would have a whole heart attack.
Yes, he would. I'm like you. I've always looked younger. And so, I remember the first time when my son, he was about 20 or 21, and him and I went to the mall to find his sister a gift. And I remember him saying, "Oh my gosh, these men have no respect. They're just looking at you." And I'm like, son. And so they're thinking he is my brother when he is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And my son was just like, boy, these men have no respect. And I'm thinking to myself, you're going to grow up to be a man yourself. You are practically.
Listen, when I go to my son's school, they're like, "Are you the parent?" I'm like,
yeah. Are you the parent?
"That's me." They're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I know. Yep, he's all mine."
So funny. Now, one of your favorite motivational quotes is, and I love this: "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." Tell me why you love that.
Oh my gosh, because maybe 6 months ago, I started with some affirmations that I say to myself every morning, and "I will not be defeated" kept coming up like every morning. Some would change, but that one was always consistent. And I knew I needed to say that to myself, because there were times where I was like, I want to quit. This is not working out the way I wanted to. I'm doing something wrong. And I would get into my feelings, but really understanding that you're going to face some difficulties. Like, it's inevitable. You're going to. But you can't let those things break you down. And so that's what I live by. I really believe that I will not be defeated no matter what. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So even when the obstacles come, I'm going to overcome it some way, somehow. I don't know what it is. I don't know how at that moment, but I won't be defeated. And I'm going to achieve what I was placed on this earth to do.
Absolutely. You will. Just hang in there. Sometimes that journey can be a long one.
Oh gosh.
But at the end, you're going to get the prize. So keep that in mind. I love that quote as well. I love it, love it, love it. And I've got a gift for you that I'll send to you. You will see that quote again.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Well,
I appreciate it. This was awesome. I absolutely love this. You are so wonderful at getting people to open up.
thank you so much. Now we are getting ready to wrap this up, and I can't wait. You will definitely see more from JaVaughna and I in the future, because I'm sure we're here in Atlanta. We're going to do something together, and I will be at her event. But before we leave, JaVaughna, before we wrap up, if you will, just share one action tip with my audience, something they can put in place today, they can take away and put in place.
My best tip is to stop waiting, like stop waiting for things to look perfect or to look like what somebody else is doing, and just do it. Like that idea you have right now, start it, do it, try it. If it doesn't work, try it again. You have to stop waiting because we do not know when our wait will be over. So waiting is not an option right now. Just start. Whatever it is, start it.
Yes, I love it. I love that tip. That is, um, yeah, oh my gosh. And you know, when you meet people and you know, I meet people all the time because of the podcast, and you're talking to them, and I can see people, I can hear them in that perfection zone. And so that's what I call it, the perfection zone. And I don't want to be in there with them, but I can hear them there. And it's like, ugh, I want to tell them so bad, but I don't want to offend anybody.
I do it all the time on my show because people are, I'm like, look, if you're going to be all nervous and uptight, this is not going to work. This
Yeah.
relationship is over because I'm funny and I'm goofy and I'm so let it all go. This
Yeah.
is perfection drains.
Yes. It drains me. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. It is so draining for me. I can't. It zaps my energy. I feel like I've had to exert too much to try to be that. So, and that's what stops people from moving forward. You know, you say, just start, just do it. But they want it perfect. They want to be perfect.
And I'll tell you some of the most off the wall things that I just thought up and did have been the most
Yes.
successful and influential.
Yes.
The things that I have thought and planned and changed and thought and planned and changed, people like, I don't want that. I'm like, wait,
I spent too much time in this.
I'm planning and you're okay. But if I throw something together and pop it out there, they're like, yes, 1, 2 of those, please. I'm like, y'all know what? I ain't planning nothing no more.
Yes. And that is very true. That's a very good example of that, JaVaughna. Very, very.
It is. That's why I tell people just do it. And if it doesn't work, then you learn a lesson from it. You take what you learn and you try something different. And I teach that to my daughter now. Like she makes lip gloss. And her first set, I was not gonna lie to her. I'm like, I'm not putting that on my lips. I don't know. Maybe we should try again.
Yes. Yes. Very nice though. Yes. Yes. Let her keep at that. Yeah.
Good.
Yes, let her keep at that. My the nail technician that does my nails, her daughter had started a hairline. She started experimenting with it when she was in a freshman in high school. And when she graduated from high school, she's never had to work a job. She works for herself. She's got a full-fledged business.
I know that's right. Yes, honey.
So that's nice. Very nice. So let her keep at it. Everybody loves lip gloss.
Oh, especially her. Oh my gosh.
JaVaughna, it was so great you're being here. Thank you so much. I look forward to meeting you in person and all of the wonderful things. I'm speaking it. All of the wonderful things that you and I are going to do together in the future.
Yes, ma'am. We are going to have dinner soon, like dinner with wine.
Yeah. Yes. Audience, thank you so much for being here with me and JaVaughna, and I really appreciate you. JaVaughna has dropped some gems today that's just really, really essential for your life. You want to listen to this more than once. And check out.
Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate you for having me on. This was amazing.
You're welcome. And you, audience, take care, and we will see you next time on Inspired Women, Amazing Lives. Bye. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Inspired Women, Amazing Lives podcast, where we help women to be truly inspired to live their most amazing lives. Please subscribe to the podcast to be notified of new content each and every week. Like, comment, and share these episodes with a woman who inspires you most or someone you would like to inspire. See you on the next episode.